Welcome to In Tune with Music, episode 2. And as you can see today, we're actually joined by a guest in Maddie's absence. Today we got Lewis Kelly, who is an artist from Manchester.
I probably won't do as good as a job as Maddie, whoever that is, but we'll give it a go.
Big shoes to fill for sure.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a discussion, see into a bit of behind the scenes with Lewis and talk to him a bit about lo-fi genre, which is something we're going to be doing a blog on quite soon. So just a couple quick fires. So Lewis, how old are you?
I am 18.
Okay, wow. And what's your current favorite song?
Hurting You's an Everthought now. I'm going to say there's a guy called Headache, and he's released a song called Mike's Back. That's like lo-fi, and that just slaps. Like, that's sick. So I'm going to go with that one.
Okay, sweet. And also your favorite artist right now?
Favorite artist, probably a guy called Nick Wilson.
Nick Wilson, okay. Yeah. I don't know, but I'll check him out, definitely.
Well, yeah, we'll hit him up later.
He's a bit of a sad boy, proper like sad boy acoustic kind of vibe.
Okay. Well, next time I'm feeling a bit down.
Put some Nick Wilson.
I was gonna say the same thing, but I know it's just gonna be tonight. So yeah.
And if you weren't a singer, what would you be doing now?
I'd probably still be a disappointment to my parents. No.
Oh, mate.
Nothing's ever changed.
God. I don't know, actually. That's a good question. I'd probably be a journalist or something. That's what I wanted to do originally. So I'd probably try and go down that route and end up in tons of debt and miserably fail. But, something along the lines of that.
Fair enough. And your favorite food? Going a bit away from music here. Your favorite food?
Oh shit. I'm really enjoying Subway at the minute. Like, I kind of go on and off it. Like, I find myself every 6 months like having it every day and then like going away from it. So I'm just gonna say Subway.
Subway, that's safe, mate.
Yeah.
Peanut butter or jam?
Jam. Peanut butter gives me the shits.
Favorite fast food restaurant?
Nando's. Which do you have in Canada? Is that a Canadian?
Yes. Nando's Piri Piri?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Or
okay. Well, fun.
Like West Coast.
Nando's is so. I don't know why it's so low key in Canada. It's so low key.
It's
really
not low key.
Mad low. When you think about how big it is here, like you'll be blown away. There's not that many, and they're super low key.
Yeah.
Like, Nando's would never be a shout. It would be like, oh, should we check this place out? That's what Nando's kind of is.
That's weird.
ABBA or Queen?
I'm gonna say ABBA because, like, I don't know. I've never really been into Queen, and like ABBA is like the go-to drunken karaoke kind of mood. So I'm gonna go with ABBA.
Liam's happy with that.
He's very happy.
I am literally smiling from ear to ear.
And your dream holiday?
Oh shit. Probably Dubai. I feel that is the place to be. Like, it just looks so sick. Yeah.
Okay, and final one. Going in or staying out? Wait.
Do you mean staying in or going out?
Staying in or going out. And staying in can be like friends come over and you guys have a couple drinks, and going out being like a bit more of a wild night.
Staying in, because going out just pisses me off. It's just irritating. And staying in, you're in the comfort of your own home. You can just have a great time. And when it's time to go home, everybody just turf everyone out. You don't have to get back home. You're there.
That's true.
So, yeah, going in. Fucking in.
going in and staying out has such a different meaning.
It really does. Staying in.
That is hilarious.
Going in. Jesus Christ.
Awesome. So those were the quick fire questions.
Yeah.
So I guess let's dive a bit deeper. Lewis, give us a bit more of a background about yourself as an artist, as a person.
Yeah, I guess I've always kind of liked music. Like, it's kind of always been in my life. I wrote my first song after watching Camp Rock with the Jonas Brothers and Demi Lovato.
Mate, I can't beat it. This is real. This is me.
Yes, exactly. Although I never watched number 2, and I feel like I should.
Number 1 is like OG classic.
Oh, gee, yeah, I thought
It's a
that.
hood.
So yeah, and then it was only 2 years ago I actually learned to play guitar, which is a bit mad.
Oh, wow.
So I kind of, even at the start of this year, I was very like sad boy, Ed Sheeran kind of vibe, and then
That's so funny. That's what I said to these guys right before you got on when I was creeping your Instagram. I was like going in and I was like, guys, I'm telling you, he's a mixture of Ed Sheeran and Lewis Capaldi. And I was like, it's just such
that's
a good
there.
mix.
That's
I
a
love
good mixture, to be fair.
Yeah, that's a good mixture. I mean, like, it's like whenever I go on Instagram, I'm speaking of Lewis Capaldi, because he follows me on Instagram, I get like 8 DMs a day about him, and I'm just kind of like, oh.
Oh, wow.
it's good to be recognized as a musician. But yeah, so then yeah, I was sad boy. I was really Ed Sheeran, and like I kind of was like, okay, let's move away from that. So I kind of spent the whole of March when we first went into lockdown, kind of reinventing myself with like the music. And then the second we got in the studio, we started doing this like, as I say, like a lo-fi poppy kind of mixture. And I'm actually a lot more happy with it because like about 4 months ago, I actually had I had a full EP out. I had about 10 songs out on Spotify, but I literally removed every single song I've ever done for this new like kind of genre that I was going into, which was a big step because there was a song that I used to love. It's called Love Me a Little Longer. And that like charted in fucking Sweden and stuff. And I was like, this is amazing. And I had like 20,000 streams. So that was kind of hard to get rid of. But I kind of just felt like, fresh start. Let's do it. So I just got rid of everything. Said goodbye to the chubby sad boy and said hello to the chubby funky boy. And yeah, here we are.
And you happy with how it's going so far? This reinvention?
Yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. Like, especially about a couple months ago, about 3 months ago, I signed my first label deal, which was very exciting, kind of going into this new era of pop with a label behind me. It was really nice. And I mean, like when I played a show in Ireland, in Dublin, back in January, and obviously this was when I was still like very deep into the singer-songwriter sad boy route. And this is where the guy who is now my label manager was actually in the crowd that night and kind of spotted me. So, we kind of been speaking since January, and I was kind of shitting it to be like, I don't sound anything like I did because I thought he's going to not be interested. And he was like, actually, this is even better. So it was nice. So yeah, it's definitely kind of paid off.
Okay, awesome. Started with your kind of sad boy acoustic sort of vibes. Does that mean like growing up, that's kind of what you listened to? Like what kind of music growing up did you listen to before you took yourself into the music industry as an artist?
Yeah, just like every British boy that is a bit sad, they turned on some Ed Sheeran. You know what? I'm like, this is like this is so weird. Like people love him or hate him, but I used to be like a really big James Blunt fan. Like you cannot get sadder than him. You cannot get sadder.
Yeah, no,
so
I completely agree to that. We have a Matt speaker here, and just the other day, I was feeling a bit downs, and I just blasted "Goodbye, My Lover" like full.
Exactly.
I was like, Liam, what are you doing? I'm just like, hey.
Yeah, that is the soundtrack of being sad. Like that is the song. So no, I 100%. Yeah. So I kind of did, but I used to steal my dad's old like records, which had like the Arctic Monkeys and like Arcade Fire, like just real like indie bands like Kasabian and stuff.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
Yeah. So oh shit, are they Canadian?
Lewis, if you could take us through your writing process a bit and how your songs come together just from like complete scratch, because this is something that I've always been interested in. I have a bit of a music board and I have like a keyboard kind of thing, and I have like a DAW, but I've always found it very difficult just to go from scratch and all that stuff. So I was wanting to get your insight here.
I kind of feel like, because I have a lot of friends that kind of like the producers, and they kind of grew up on like old school hip hop and stuff. So they kind of, when they write, they put everything straight into, say, like Logic. They put it straight into the DAW. But for me, kind of growing up on that acoustic bass, I'd just grab the guitar, come up with like a chord progression. Sometimes be like, what's on my mind, or I have like a notes in my phone, and like it's like that of like song ideas or like one-off lyrics. So I kind of always try and like coincide those into it. But it's kind of just, picking up the guitar, playing a few chords. Yeah, kind of just sitting in my bathroom, playing some sad songs. And my bathroom, like, when I say my bathroom, it's not because like I'm having a shit. It's because like the reverb is just great in there. So yeah, I kind of just sit on the floor.
But you can also have a shit if you need.
You know what? I can. That's the beauty of it. I can have a shit.
So the lyrics, do they just suddenly come to you, or is it kind of like a slower process, or does it really depend on how you're feeling?
That's a very good question. I don't know why, but I always hear a lot of people talk about, try and write a song a day. And for me, that's bullshit. Like, if you write a song a day, you're not going to be inspired every day. I kind of feel like I write songs best when I'm in the moment, and, they can come out quickly, but also I can write a song, be in the moment for about half an hour, write half a verse, and then come back. So it honestly depends. Like, if I'm really in the zone, say if I was like sad as fuck, I'd probably just like bang a song out in like maybe like an hour. But kind of if I was inspired, wrote something, and then was losing my train of thought, I'd kind of just leave it because I wouldn't want to ruin it, and then come back to it in like a few days. So it varies. Like, it honestly depends what mood you're in. But yeah, I'd say either be in the moment, or if you feel like you're kind of running out, just leave it. Like, it's not going anywhere.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So you obviously talked about how you use the pandemic as an opportunity to reinvent yourself and create something new, something fresh.
Yeah.
How do you think the pandemic has influenced the music industry as a whole?
I honestly think, I mean, this is in the industry and out of the industry. I think it's made people nicer in some aspects and kind of appreciate each other more, especially with, how shitty our government has done with funding like freelancers and the actual industry. It's brought everyone as a community kind of together. I think, and I think it's given people a lot more time to even focus on the people that, are the reason that, people are making music, people like fans. I feel like you can kind of lose touch with the people that actually put you on that fucking stage. And I feel like because people are sat at home, you've got like more artists doing live streams and like kind of writing more. So I think it's, in a way, the positive side of it is kind of bringing people together and kind of bringing people to take a sit down and actually focus on the music a little bit more. So I think that's nice in that aspect.
Okay. And to follow that up a bit as well. So also the Economist did an interesting, is an article, but they also did like a video report about it, how, why festivals have gotten so expensive, because the price of tickets, even with inflation, are huge, the increasing prices. So my question is that the industry is kind of flipped on its head. This is what the report's all about. So it used to be that you release albums and EPs, things like that, as your way of generating revenue, and you go on tour to essentially promote those new albums or whatever it is you've just released. However, it's now flipped on its head that because of digital streaming and things like that, that's not really where the money is. The money is now going on tours. There's such demand for this experience economy and going to concerts and festivals and things like that. So how have you find that's kind of influenced the way you've approached it? Have you looked to do touring and things like that? Can you feel that difference, even though you weren't really around when it was on the other side of it, but can you really see that yourself?
First of all, can I just say on camera, like, you three guys are so fucking educated. This is the best interview I've ever done. Like, the questions are so good.
Thanks.
I've not been.
I mean, I haven't asked any questions, so maybe it'll go downhill once I start talking.
So good, Mark and I.
But so far, yeah. But yeah, I think, like, I mean, you can ask any artist, and the money that, say, like Spotify pay is fucking appalling. Like, it's ridiculous, and it's not just Spotify; it's a lot of them. But yeah, I think the demand for tours are so you know, rare. For me personally, like, you know, I would love to play shows. I mean, I've got a show in my hometown, and that sold out in half an hour, which was sick.
Wow,
But
that is sick.
that was sick. I was like, fuck. And it wasn't my mum buying all the tickets, so that was nice to find out. That was nice to find out. But yeah, I think I would love to just get in a van and, you know, go and tour, but obviously not there yet. But yeah, I think, like, especially, you know, off like record as a fan instead of a musician, like when I go to gigs, like, there honestly is nothing better. Even, you know, if I'm playing a show, even if I'm watching a show, there is nothing better. And I think, you know, if artists will continue to make money like that, because the demand will never go, because, you know, there's nothing better than live music. I kind of think that, you know, it's people's escape. And it's just such a beautiful thing to witness. So I definitely think that, as it has flipped, and some things do need to be better, along with like digital streaming and the way that, you know, they treat artists. But with live music, I think that's at its peak, and I think it's nice to see. Well, obviously not the minute, but it's nice to see such like connection with people. So it is, yeah.
But as I mentioned, like I definitely am less knowledgeable in comparison to these guys in music, which am totally cool with, and I just want to learn more. And I think that's a lot of our fans, because, or like our followers, just because we're reaching out to some people who also are like me and kind of stuck in one genre or stuck in one kind of playlist. So I was just wondering if you could talk more about the genre that you're in, so like lo-fi music, and just kind of describe what it is to you that makes you feel like that's your genre, kind of.
For me, like, I honestly, is the best way I could put lo-fi is kind of chilled out, like samples, like beaty kind of pop, like, and I think that's the best way I could put it. And that's what I see it as. You know, if any smart ass who does like a music degree wants to correct me on the terminology, I do apologize. But yeah, I just kind of see it as like chilled out pop, like, and it's in demand a lot at the minute. I think like a typical lo-fi song will include like a beat, you know, either someone's made or they've got it off Splice and sampled it. Usually an electric guitar, and just kind of really relaxed kind of vibes to it. I'm gonna say vibes, yeah, fat vibes.
You know why it's in demand? Have you, because obviously it's kind of helped you kind of reinvent and kind of push something new and grow. Do you know why that demand's there? Because you're definitely capitalizing on it.
Like, to be honest, like, I never started doing that genre for the demand. Like, I was only kind of aware of the full on demand when I realized that my socials were kind of pushing and my streams were kind of pushing. I kind of realized that demand was there when that happened. I feel like, especially in times like these, people kind of need a bit of a mood booster, but also to relax. And I feel like that's what lo-fi kind of has to offer. You know, it's chilled out, but it's also kind of feel good music. So I think that's the reason it's in demand. But I could be very wrong with that.
From what I've read, mate, you're spot on, because things I've read essentially say like one of the reasons it's in demand is because of the pandemic. Everyone's a bit stressed out, and as you said, chilled. It's a stress reliever, helps you kind of clear your head almost.
Yeah, that's kind of take. I don't know. Yeah.
Just kind of listen to it before bed. That's what I do. At least I listen to lo-fi music and calm me down a bit.
Definitely. Yeah. And the other thing with lo-fi, it includes a lot of it's got a lot of authenticity to it. So they include little like samples, things like maybe like a voicemail message, or some little kind of authentic things. And sometimes the music quality, this is where lo-fi comes from. The music quality is low fidelity. So it gives off this sort of authenticity to it that almost doesn't sound like perfected music. Is that something you're trying to get across, and also will get across in future songs?
So it's funny you mention authenticity, because like the first thing that when we was doing this EP, I produced with two of my very good friends, and they have made this EP like sound fucking incredible. So perks to them too. But that's kind of the first thing we didn't want. I said to them, like, you know, I want this to be kind of this genre, but I don't want it to be too stereotypical pop. And, you know, from reviews that we've got back written by, you know, journalists, music blogs, a lot of them are saying that, you know, it is current, but it's not stereotypical what you hear, which is what we went for. And yeah, like, I feel like, you know, the way I see it is, unless you pay a shit ton of money, especially for like vocals and stuff, nothing is ever going to sound like, you know, like I could never have a song that would sound as perfect as, say, a Dua Lipa track. And I feel like that's one thing we did kind of want to get. Like, it's produced, it's well, and it's kind of, but it's raw at the same time, but it's not too overly produced. So yeah, definitely, I think that's something that we try to push. And coming back, you know, from what we've got, the feedback, that's kind of what people are also seeing. So that makes me happy to know that the message kind of got out.
I just want to, because I mentioned it before we went on, I want to ask you about your new single, Hurting You Is Inevitable, which I am a big fan of personally.
Don't waste your time on me. Take a breath, take a stand, and people leave.
Thank you.
Do you want to just talk a bit more about what the meaning was behind that song?
Yeah, like it was kind of a song about feeling like a burden in a romantic kind of way. I mean, there's nothing too cringe, but it was kind of just being like, I guess in a way, it wasn't really written from like a personal kind of dilemma. It was kind of just written for times I've kind of felt like, why do people bother? And you know, I kind of wanted to have the title, like I knew the title was going to be called Hurting You Is Inevitable before I wrote the song, because I am a sucker for a title which is not mentioned in the song. I love that.
Okay.
So yeah, I kind of wanted to get the point across with the title in the song without actually mentioning the song title. And you know, like the first lyric is, "So don't waste your time on me." It's kind of just like, and like, "Don't break your back" for me is the second verse. It always opens up with kind of it's kind of a letter to someone to kind of tell them, you know, please don't bother with me, because you know, you are going to get hurt, and that's why it's called Hurting You Is Inevitable. So it's kind of an open letter to someone you love, about your toxic traits in an aspect.
And it's something you can't help.
Exactly. You just like, you know, I would love to change, but I'm just a dick, so I can't. Kind of like that.
It really does. 1 year, 5 years, and 10-year goals. Where do you see yourself to be? Where do you want to be?
Okay. 1 year. You know, for the first year, like I kind of just want to somehow get on a editorial playlist for Spotify. I think that would be sick. And it's something that every musician pushes for. So I kind of would like that for like a first year. Kind of go, oh my God, 5 years. I kind of just want to, I guess, I was talking about touring. I'd kind of want to do a tour either of my own or kind of be a support of a mini tour, because I think that'd be sick. So for 5 years, that's something I'd definitely look into. And 10 years, oh my God, 10 years time. I want to be able to make a piece of toast where it doesn't burn. I think that's going to take about 10 years.
I don't blame you. For me, I make avocado toast every day, and every time I spend way too much time looking at the eggs.
Yeah.
I keep it down, and then before I know, it's complete shard. I'm like, well, not gonna waste food, but will it?
Yeah. 10 years. I kind of 10 years. I guess would be to have. I'd like a plaque. You know, I think that'd be sick. Above like a record going like platinum or, you know, gold or whatever. I think it would look nice hung next to my very slanted corkboard. So
I guess my final question now is there a set release date for this new EP that you've been talking so much about? Or
ooh,
is
that's
this
a good-
classified information?
I feel like I'm going to tell them, and my manager's going to like, why? I can say the next single is out in January, and for exclusive people listening to this, it's actually a song about Post Malone.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a song about wanting to be friends with Post Malone. So
I feel like I
Be friends with Post.
like that. So
this is what I mean. Like everyone wants to be friends with Post Malone. So I was
Yeah.
like, I really want to be friends with Post Malone.
I've actually been compared to Post Malone. I've got a picture when I used to grow my beard out a lot, and with
That is
some
amazing.
artists, I look very similar. I'll find it. I'll send it to you after. But I look very similar to Post Malone, and I actually reconnected with someone from primary school over the last kind of year or two because they messaged me to tell me that I look like Post Malone. Then we became friends again.
now, Morgan, here's my question: is that a compliment or not? Because I don't know if you've been through Post Malone's Instagram comments, but every single one is just hard eyes.
I think Post Malone I'm gonna say Post Malone and like Harry Styles are the coolest fucking men alive. Like
I agree with that, but
I do.
At the same point, I think you can be a cool guy and not be the most attractive.
But is it not your coolness that is attractive?
I was gonna say
guys, it's the big dick energy there. Like that's the answer.
I'm about to cry right now. That spoke to me. It's
a tough one because I mean Kate is a very attractive female, but she's also a massive loser, so it's kind of hard to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen.
No, like literally, when you said think about Kate before, like, bam,
Exactly.
Ouch.
But yes, sorry. I feel like we got on a bit of a tangent there.
Yeah.
Really safe for an EP. You're talking about Post
Malone.
in January.
Yeah, that's out in January. It's called Poster because that's his nickname. It's like February, March time. Like I am pretty sure that's what it is. It's 5 tracks. What are the tracks? That's such good. So
the first 2 tracks on it, the 2 you've released.
Yeah, so the first 3 track, well, in no particular order, it's it's Unemployed, Hurt You's Inevitable, this Post Malone song that's coming out, and then 2 others that we kind of did, which is weird because my favorite track on the EP isn't going to be a lead single, like it's just going to be on the EP. So I'm kind of looking forward for everyone to hear that. And then, that'll be out in like February, March, I believe. And then I want to do an acoustic version of it because I feel like as well, like, I was a real sad boy and quite a few people still ask for the acoustic stuff back. So I kind of feel like I want to do like a version of the EP where it's just me and my guitar. So maybe we can look into that and then go on to the next one.
Yeah, doing acoustic versions of your songs like that could probably, just for certain fans that want that could be a
yeah, exactly. It's kind of a nice mix between, like, if you don't want to fucking rave to Hurt You's Inevitable, you can cry to it on the acoustic version. So
I think that's like what the Arkells just did as well. They released their songs all on acoustic. And
I think it's quite a popular thing to do at the minute. I think a lot of people are doing it, but I really like that because there are some songs that I think sound so much better acoustic. Like,
fully agree.
Yeah, I think that's a nice mix. So yeah, I think that's something we'll look into, definitely.
I mean, also from an artist standpoint, okay, I'm a minimalist, as in like minimal work kind of guy. We pretty much have 2 completely different songs. Just grab an acoustic guitar. There you go.
That's true.
My point of view. Probably
this is very that's so true. Like, I think I did a live session actually with the 2 songs that are out now, and we played them acoustic, and it's just such a different mood. Like, and it just literally sounds like 2 completely different songs with the same lyrics. So no, I definitely agree with that.
I love live sessions, especially like I like watching live sessions, like on YouTube, like seeing a live session rather than just hearing. Like I think it's not too different from like hearing an acoustic, but when you see a live session, there's something about the whole vibe that like actually what adds to it. I just find. Yeah,
like we did about, when was it? It was about 2 months ago. I did live sessions of the EP, of the 2 songs with a guy called Toby, big up Toby. And we did Unemployed on like a rooftop where you can see like the whole city of like Manchester. So that looks sick. And then we did Hurt News Inevitable in like this like ghetto-y, abandoned kind of like place with like graffiti on the walls, and it was so reverby, and it was nice to kind of bring those to life with a different backdrop, which
How do you find those sorts of spots?
We just wander around Manchester, and like, because like I have friends that do like photography and shit, so I kind of give them like I have a Canon, so I kind of throw them and like, let's take pictures of me today, and then we kind of just walk around Manchester and probably break multiple laws of like trespassing, but you know, it's fine. The pictures are good, so yeah, so we kind of do that, and that's how we find them. Unfortunately, you know, it's not a cool explanation, but I'm afraid that's what it is.
So this has been episode 2 with our first and very special guest, Lewis Kelly.
Oh my god, I forgot I was the first guest. That's an honor. It's an honor.
So go check out Lewis Kelly's brand new single, Hurting You Is Inevitable. It is an absolute banger. And we will be doing a blog post soon about lo-fi music as well. So definitely check that out. Apart from that, Lewis, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me on.
Liam, KB, thank you as always. Sorry, Maddie couldn't join us today as well. But yeah, join us for episode 3 and all the best. Take care.
In tune. We out.